Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adrian Bo and I'll be your auctioneer. On behalf of my colleague Joe Recep and Rebecca and NG Farrow, I'd certainly like to thank our vendors for their instructions to represent them here on the sale of the property. And of course, to any of you who are here to compete, we certainly do wish you well in your endeavours. A couple of formalities I'd like to quickly dispense with. Firstly, being the auction clause, being clause 21 on the contract, states subject to any reserve price, the highest bidder will be the purchaser. In the event of any dispute during the course of the bidding, the auctioneer has a right to resolve that dispute and my decision will be final. I expect all purchasers here to be principal purchasers. What that means, if you are here bidding on behalf of someone who is unable to attend the auction, we will require to hand us a written authority to that effect. As soon as practical, we'll be exchanging contracts with the successful purchaser. The contract is hereby, it's been prepared by Kite and Siegel lawyers. It states that NG Farrow, both the selling agents and the auctioneers here this afternoon. Property is known as apartment 405 at 12 Primrose Avenue in the precinct of Rosebery, more particularly described in lot 17, strata plan 95789. Inclusions are clearly marked on the contract. 10% deposit will be required upon exchange of contracts unless other arrangements have been made prior to the auction. Also, the residual purchase monies, or the settlement monies if you will be required some 6 weeks from today's date unless other arrangements have been made prior to today's auction. I do take the contract to be read and understood. It's certainly consistent and concise with what we've offered you during the course of the campaign, and it's certainly been on display for you during that period. I do take all buyers to be registered. If you could kindly display your card on each bid. I do reserve the right to make the vendor bid, and I'll certainly disclose that if and when required. The terminology on the market may not be used by us. There's no obligation to do so, legal or otherwise. So if you are here to bid with confidence. We've got a very realistic vendor who'd like to get the property sold today. It'd be remiss of me, buyers, as an auctioneer, not to remind you what we're offering you here at the property. Certainly, in terms of the location, it does not get any better. Certainly, brand new supermarket facilities have recently come up here for you, literally down the road. A nice tree-lined position here at Primrose, and the location in terms of school transport, access, certainly all here at your doorstep for you. Bringing you back to the building itself, a beautiful 1930s original property, converted 5 years ago from a warehouse into a boutique block of 8 properties. And what a lovely apartment it is there for you buyers, offering 125 odd square metres plus your parking, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Certainly won't find anything like it. Those original 1930 windows there, buyers, over 2 levels, loft style, New York style, warehouse conversion. Certainly an anomaly in the area and very different certainly to anything that you've seen. And what a beautiful contrast with that old style finish and the new modern style in terms of the kitchen, bathroom and all the wet areas there for you. So what a great property, beautiful natural light, northern orientation, outdoor area. It certainly might go for a little more than you anticipate, but I do urge you to stretch yourself, as it may be some time until we can offer you a similar offering. So bidder and offer to start me away, buyers. You tell me, where do we go from here? Bidder and offer, where do we go?
1 mil?
1 mil, certainly lower than what we expected, but I'd like to start there in any case. At $1 million now, fairly bid and offered. Like to say 50s at this point, but $1 million now, bid and offered with me primarily.
50.
50, where was that? Thank you, sir, at $1,050,000 now. At $1,050,000, fairly bid and offered, like to say 1-1 back with you. 1-1, why wouldn't you? Great buying at this level. At 1-1, 10. I'd like to say 20 if we can, minimum. 1-1's a bid now. I'd like to say 20 if we can. 20 I've got. At 1-1-20 now, fairly bid and offered. 1-1-20 bid and offered here primarily now. Like to say 40 to go. 40, why wouldn't you? 1-1-40 now, bid with me. At 1-1-40 bid and offered here now. Seeking 60 if you like it. At 1-1-40 bid and offered. Like to say, I saw it there, sir, 60? Thank you. At 1-1-60 now. 8. 70. At 1-1-70 now. 80 if you like it. Tempt you either side. 80. At 1-1-80 now, bid and offered. At 1-1-80 bid and offered here now. Like to say 1.2 to round me off. At 1.2 million now. At 1.2 million now, seeking 20. At 1-2, fairly bid and offered. Definition of market value is here, buyers. Under auction competition, worth this all day long and more. At 1-2, bid and offered primarily. Like to say 20 before we go. At 1-2 here now, fairly bid and offered. Seeking 1-2, 20, I've got it, why wouldn't you? At 1-2, 20, man, with you now. Away from you, sir, primarily. At 1-2, 20 now, bid and offered. Like to say 40 before we go. At 1-2, 20, bid and offered with you here, madam, now. Like to say 40 to advancement. At 1-2, 20 now, 40, can we say that? 30. 30, sir. 1-2, 20 now, I'll take 10. 30. At 1-2, 30 now, bid and offered. At 1-2, 30 now, bid and offered. Like to say 40 or 50. At 1-2, 30 now, still with you.
35.
Can we say 40, madam?
No.
Must think I need the practice. That's fine, we'll get there anyway. I'll confirm that bid at 1-2, 3, 5. At 1-2, 3, 5, fairly bid and offered, let you in for another 5 if you like it. Same courtesy to you, sir, if you will. At 1-2, 3, 5, fairly bid. Hustle, prepared to miss it, buyers, make no mistake. At 1,235,000, let you hear, same courtesy if you like it. Second call, prepared to miss it. 5 on top before we go. At 1,235,000, it's still with you, madam, primarily. Third, final opportunity, you sure? Prepared to miss it. Let you in for 5 if you like it. At 1,235,000, still with you, madam, primarily. Let you in here for 2.5 if you like it. At 1,235,000, you're finished. Done. No further bid, you're sure? It's still with you, madam, primarily. Let you in for 5. What about 1,000 on top here? 3 cents, you sure? Don't miss it for that. Another 1,000. 235, you sure? Still with you. Tempt you here, sir. 2.5. 1, 2, 3, 5, the bid. Tempt you here, sir. 2.5 on top. At 1, 2, 3, 5. Just getting instructions there, talking to the highest bidder. 1, 2, 3, 5, the bid. At 1, 2, 3, 5, still with you primarily. Getting some instructions there. Let you in for another 1,000, you sure? We're still under live auction conditions.
The bid's been increased to 1,250.
I'll just confirm that, madam.
And we're selling.
1,250. On the market? Yes, selling. Okay, so on the market for definite sale. Thank you for your instructions, sir. Confirm your increased bid there now. At 1,235,000. On the market, plain for 1,250. At 1,250, fairly bid and offer. 1,250,000, 1.25 the bid. At 1,250, fairly bid and offered, playing for keeps, on the market for definite sale. 1,250,000 now. Still call it 3 times. If not, playing for keeps will be sold. At 1,250,000, hustle. Second call, can I tempt you here? You sure? Will sell, make no further. Bidder offer now, 1,250 here. Third, final opportunity, out, done. No further bid, you sure? Silent, selling, silent, no further bid now. Congratulations, madam. 1,250, purchase price, commiserations to the underbidders. Thank you for your bidding and attendance.